Okay, so thank you for joining us for yet another wind down session with Christopher and Shotzi, who's behind me hiding. She does this Charlie's Angels thing. Good morning, angels. And that's what she does. So when I get stumped, she's always the one that knows, hey, maybe you ought to try whatever. And I'm like, thanks. Got it. Smart one. Now, today, it's a Friday. It's a beautiful Friday, by the way. It's quite nice outside, though. It's a little too chilly to be eating on the terrace yet. But I'm having a fabulous dry Pinot Grigio. That's Trentino DOC. It's an Italian Pinot Grigio that has been certified by, the authorities there that it's the legitimate. So this is from Mezza Corona. It's a 2022. And it's got a lot of citrus, and I want to say maybe sour pears, if that's even a thing, and maybe unripened pears. No evidence of gas or sediment, though. It's got a wonderful light color, something you often get in Europe because the minerality here is different. There's not a lot of sunshine, so we don't have white wines that are as bold or as rich as some that we'll find in New World wines, right? So New World being, the Americas, Australia, and so on and so forth. The Old World wines, those from here in Europe, tend to be drier and a bit crisper, I've seen, just through personal taste. But I don't drink a lot of sweets, so that's probably part of it as well. But this one's... It's about a 60-40, 70-30 acid to tannin ratio. It finishes nice and clean and crisp, and I'm probably going to drink this whole bottle tonight. With that, why don't we hop into our grid, which is just by Mansi Katari and Eric Agard. And, of course, now we've got, as more of a regular service here, Joel Fagliano, who's filling in for... Hopefully, not permanently necessarily for Will Shorts, but we'll see. So let's just hop into our grid, see what we're going to have today. I don't know. Fridays are kind of up in the air. Sometimes they're really challenging, and sometimes they're just kind of meh. M-E-H. Great crossword answer. And my wife hates that word, so I try not to use it too much. She's sitting beside me, and there might be a knife in the room or something. So something to deliver with thee. Okay, well, I don't have a clue. Keepers, no idea. Let's see. Farm team, oxen, maybe? I don't think I think of anything else that would be plural of 4 letters, that it would be a team. Quattro y quattro. So if this was spelled C-U-A-T-R-O, we would have ocho, but this is the Italian for 4, and so 8 in Italian is otto, O-T-T-O, which is pretty clever, because usually they have you name somebody named Otto or something, so it's kind of nice. Something to deliver with thee, I'm thinking maybe goods, and then if that's the case, keepers, pie preference... Well, it's not spelled P-I, so it's not a math thing. Pie preference. So we're talking about like key lime pie, pecan pie, or we may be talking about a pizza pie. I don't know. So this looks like it's going to be extra regardless. It's looking like extra to me. By the way, that's my nickname within my family. Extra cheese, you think? You want me to just put it in there? Caution to the wind?
No, if I'm wrong, then you'll blame me.
No, I wouldn't blame you. I wouldn't do it. So let's see, gems, I think, right, for keepers, and 1 of 2 in Motley Crue. Well, I think we're talking about the umlauts, which are absolutely useless, because if you were actually to pronounce this band's name with the actual umlaut pronunciation, the German pronunciation, it would be Mötley Crüe. And I don't think that's what they go by. I think it's a Motley Crue. So, but I don't know. We got M-E-T. Maybe it's a meta thing or something. Winter coat. I'm thinking snow. Option for emphasis. Is this a B? It's too short for italics. Maybe bold. Small storage space. Maybe a cubby or a CD-ROM. I mean, I don't know. Well, it could be a CD-ROM. I don't know. Let's just get, we'll do that in a second. Some annual plans, don't know just yet, but I didn't mean to put that in there. It may not be cheese. Building block of life. Well, I'm thinking RNA, DNA, or perhaps aminos, but none of that's going to fit. Maybe a cell. Toast. This is an H. Let's see. Southwest School known for its numerous online offerings, and I think that's Arizona State University. One named actress on Parks and Recreation. That's Retta. That I know. So I think toast is to char. It could have been done though, right? You know, hey, we're toast, we're done, right? You know, that could definitely have been the case as well. So don't know. But so now here we have festival closing act. This is looking like it's probably going to be umlaut here. It says 1 of 2 in Motley Crue, and I think we got, so this gives me cubby, maybe. And I think our annual plan here looks like it's going to be HMOs, and so we've got that together. And so sure enough, building block of life looks like it's going to be a cell. An option for emphasis could be bold, and that brings us up to a festival closing act with maybe the headliner. Let's see if this L works here. Causes. No, not yet. But I think extra cheese is correct. So until now, up to maybe 2020 sci-fi film with a palindromic title. This is, I think, Christopher Nolan's Tenet. Black church initials. I think this is the African Methodist Episcopal. Moved cross country. Name on a Chinese menu. Okay, so watch this carefully. It can be one of two things. It could be this name on a Chinese menu, Zhou, right? As in General Zhou, or sometimes it's General So. I think it's the same thing, but I'm not quite sure. I don't have my dynasties or Chinese military history memorized by any stretch. It was either going to be, it seems like it's almost always a ZHO or a TSO, and I don't eat Chinese food much. I don't have a problem with it. I just don't really eat it. So I can't be for certain. We'll start with a TSO, because I think this would be like the most often used. So in-apt response when somebody says happy birthday, presumably. Scale range, maybe this is 1 to 10, and on a scale from 1 to 10, what is this? Causes. We got place, cereal. Really integrated. Okay, let's see if we can get something to help me. I don't want to just be guessing left and right. Water-loving dogs for short, or labs, I think. He's already halfway spelt for me anyway. So, man, this wine is good. I'm telling you. Decide randomly. I'm thinking decide randomly. You got to keep our... so that would probably draw... If it was decided randomly, it would probably be drew lots, but it's decide randomly, so therefore draw lots. Because it's not long enough for draw straws. Half of a Melville title. Well, this is clearly not going to be Billy Budd. B-U-D-D. We're going to be talking about Moby Dick here, I think, on this one. So what do we got going down? Assists on offense with a question mark, so it will be something snarky. I bet that's a bet, like, you know, offense. So instead of offense, assists on offense, like creating a crime, or, you know, doing a crime of some sort. Primary directive. I don't know yet. PowerPoint, perhaps. Sets of values. And July birthday celebrant. Invalid. Okay, maybe this is either going to be null or void. Yeah, sweetheart.
Birthday celebrant, 37 across.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking maybe USA, but I don't know. because I don't have a clue just yet. And if that was, it would be blank U, icebreaker, tidbits. I mean, it's just a little bit hazy. But I think null or void. Let's take a look here. Icebreaker, tidbits. Would that be a V or an N? Newly immigrated. It looks like it might be a first. And then sets of values. Oh, God, I don't know. Moral codes. This is really stretching it. 60s Peace Org. I think that's the Students for a Democratic Society, maybe. More of that Abby Hoffman. Viet effing man! You know, that kind of guy. Let's see. Stalemate. I think it could be a tie. Modeling software is computer-aided drafting, CAD. It's a really good one. Reserved, I love this word. Aloof. I hope it's it, because I seemed really confident there, didn't I? Shortest of a group of 12, don't know. Invalid, looks like we got null. Null is happening here. Okay, that's fun. July, yes, I think we can put in USA. And speaking of fun, icebreaker tidbits are fun facts, maybe. Fun fact: I have 4 black belts. Not true, but you know, I've heard people say crap like that. Go head to head. Shortest of a group of 12. That would be my wife, who's not actually short at all. She is also a Leo. So that gives us go head to head as a face-off, maybe. Which was also a very strange movie. And we were newly married when that came out, and I was not happy with it at all. I could not imagine somebody I hated having my face and my wife, you know, engaging in coitus. Engaging in coitus. Primary directive. Now, this is clever. Look, it's vote. That's your directive on the vote. I wouldn't have ever figured that out. Let's see. Visual aid here for PowerPoint. Yeah, that works. So what else we got here? Go clubbing. This is kind of a normal thing. That's usually golf. Stayed. Well, I would usually say aloof, but we've already got aloof here. Steady, conservative, maybe sober. Article in El Mundo. Well, it's going to be los or los here, right? We've got 3 letters. We don't have 2. So I'm going to go with los to start with, because that's what it always seems like. It feels like there's more losses than losses, but what do I know? I really don't know. Intricately plotted fiction. Well, it's like this is a web of deceit, but it's not. We got 4 letters, maybe web of lies. Thank you, Shotzi. Excellent. And this, newly immigrated, well, this actually describes me. I am a first-generation American. That's nice. My wife, on the other hand, is Mayflower material. Her family goes back, like, you know, Bushes and Gores and stuff, right? Yeah, I mean, surely your family was part of the group that had to leave Europe for being religious fanatics. I don't know. It's just my guess. Parts of windmills. Vanes. I think we've got vanes. I don't know what else it could be. Aunt Viv is the Bel Air roll, though I've only know that because of crosswords. Until now, it looks like it's going to be ever. Okay, well, festival closing act looks like it's going to be morphing into a headliner and loses power. We wane when we lose power, right? Though I consider my power unflagging. Capital southeast of Mecca, and this looks like this is going to be Sana'a, Yemen. Tamil Nadu, India. Low-lying areas. Maybe it seems like it's typically like a dale, especially when I've got an A there. And I'm fairly certain, since I already had the S, A, and the N, that we were talking about Sana'a. So low-lying area. I'm going to go with dale to start with, but we'll see. I mean, I don't know. It could be handed out, doled. You doled out. Something used to hunt and peck. Well, that's how I type with these two things right here. I hunt and peck. I can get about 80 words a minute in with them. But something used to hunt and peck. I'm going to go with a beak. And they may be AA or A. I don't see how batteries would work. Blank Dutta, winner of the Miss Universe 2000. I think that's Lara. I think. I don't keep up with Miss Universe. It's just some of those fun facts that you pick up along the way. Handed out, maybe dealt then. Dealt, because it's handed out, right? So we've got to think of that past tense, that past perfect tense. They may be AA or A. I mean, maybe bras? Childish retort. Am so. Indie pop duo Sylvan Esso. I'm actually a pretty big fan. Got several of their pieces in my playlist. Lowercase ones look like V's, like small V's. I don't know. Coming of age, perhaps? When you hear me get really quiet like that, it's because I don't know. It's in the neighborhood, and I think this is clever. This is one of my favorite portmanteaus. It's a portmanteau of guess and estimate. I don't know who coined it, but I think it's clever. And I'm a word nerd, so, I mean, of course I would find that nice. Light shade. It's not a lampshade, because it would be a light shade if it was a lampshade. It'd be a lampshade, so this must be maybe let's see. A hue won't fit. Maybe a tint. Tommy in the hockey call of, I don't know, Ivan or something. I can't remember. I think it's Ivan. I mean, why don't you just put it in there? If it's wrong, it's wrong. We'll figure it out, right? Clears. Probably something with an S, right? So the difference between who I was and who I am. Okay, well, we were just talking about this earlier. Tenses. Is the tense there? Are we correct, though? Ring bearer. I don't know. Clears. Okay, well, this I here tells me this is probably going to be a tint. There's a light shade and... Oh, clears, nets, as in you cleared X amount of dollars after you paid your taxes or whatever. So petty person. Oh, I think AP subject, literature. One of my two majors, and petty person. It looks like it's gonna be a petty. I like to pet. Animal lover. Clever. Not the most challenging of Fridays, I can say that for certain, but this is certainly a pretty clever grid. Well done. Causes, what do you think? Leads to? I was thinking of, like, my cause is world peace, or my cause is MAGA. MAGA. But no, looks like it's going to actually be literally causes, leads to. What do we got here? Publishing bigwigs for shorts. Well, they're typically editors. And place, I don't know. Slogan on a blue, pink, and white pin. Looks like this is going to be Trans Pride. And I was not aware of that, but I will make sure to remember that Trans Pride pins are blue, pink, and white. I should probably look that up just to see what they look like. Oh, moved cross country. So if you're on the cross country team, you're probably running. So moved is ran. Inapt response when somebody says happy birthday presumably reminds me of Brian Regan's, didn't know when to say you too, have a nice flight, you too, if you ever get to fly one day. So inapt response when somebody says happy birthday presumably is probably going to be same to you. And if I haven't fat fingered anything, which the viewer would know for sure, we should find out really soon just how did we do Bob. Did I miss? Oh, okay. So this looks like metal, a metal umlaut. I don't even know what a metal umlaut is, but Danny Aiello's character in Do the Right Thing, that is Sal. That I can say. Yeah, okay, not a bad Friday at all. In fact, this was actually pretty fun. It had some really cool and quirky answers and whatnot. I loved the portmanteau insertion. The vote, right? That was pretty clever there too. I love the primary directive. And extra cheese on the pie, because a lot of people, especially from down south, you probably don't use pie to describe a pizza. If you're thinking key lime, or you're thinking pecan, or sweet potato, or what they say, sweet tater pie, something like that. Anyway, it was an awful lot of fun with y'all today. It looks like I'm going to spend the rest of my Friday afternoon trying to knock out some shorts, but in the meantime, as always, learn it in every language as possible and make everybody's day around you so much better just by being able to say something along the lines of au revoir, arrivederci, auf Wiedersehen, adios, masalamati, annyeonghaseyo, tambiet, and so on and so forth. Cheers.